Taurus, what if the reason money has felt so heavy in your life is not because of your circumstances, but because of your mindset? That question might sting a little, but stay with me, because what follows could change the way you relate to money for the rest of your life. You are one of the most capable, grounded, hardworking signs in the entire zodiac. You have built things from nothing. You have survived financial storms that would have broken most people. You have held steady when the world around you was falling apart. And yet, despite all of that strength, despite all of that resilience, there is a part of you that still believes abundance is something that happens to other people. That belief, quiet as it may be, is the single greatest obstacle between you and the financial freedom you deserve. And the good news is beliefs can be changed. Mindsets can be reshaped. Pathways that were once blocked can be opened. And that is exactly what this message is about. Pathway Change 1. The first mindset change that can open pathways for you involves the story you tell yourself about what you are worth. Not your net worth, Taurus, but your self-worth. Because the two are connected in ways that most people never realize. When you believe, deep in the quiet corners of your heart, that you are only worth a certain amount, life has a strange way of confirming that belief. Opportunities that exceed your self-imposed ceiling pass you by, not because they were not available, but because you could not see them. Your perception was filtered through a lens of limitation, and so limitation is what you found at every turn. But here is what is shifting for you now. That old lens is cracking. Light is getting through in places it never reached before. You are beginning to glimpse a version of yourself that is not defined by past financial struggles or mistakes. You are beginning to sense that your worth is not a fixed number, but an expanding field of possibility that grows every time you choose to believe in it. This is not about positive thinking or empty affirmations. This is about a deep structural change in how you see yourself in relation to money. When a Taurus truly believes they are worthy of abundance, they become unstoppable. Not in a loud or aggressive way, but in the quiet, steady, relentless way that only a Taurus can be. You begin to make different choices. You begin to pursue different opportunities. You begin to carry yourself with a confidence that attracts precisely the kind of financial energy you have been seeking. The change starts inside. It always does. And for you, Taurus, the inside is ready to change. Pathway Change 2. The second mindset change involves your relationship with risk. Now, before you tense up, understand that this is not about becoming reckless or throwing caution to the wind. You are a Taurus. Recklessness is not in your nature, and nobody is asking you to abandon the careful, methodical approach that has kept you safe all these years. But there is a difference between healthy caution and paralyzing fear, and it is time to be honest with yourself about which one has been running your financial decisions. Fear disguises itself as wisdom. It whispers things like better safe than sorry, and do not fix what is not broken, and you cannot afford to make a mistake at this stage of life. And while those phrases sound reasonable on the surface, they are often just fear wearing a sensible costume. The mindset shift that is forming now is the ability to distinguish between genuine caution and fear-based avoidance. It is the recognition that some degree of risk is not only acceptable but necessary for financial growth. Every investment carries risk. Every new venture carries uncertainty. Every step forward into unfamiliar territory requires a willingness to not have all the answers before you begin. The Taurus who learns to dance with risk, who takes measured, informed, grounded steps into new financial territory, is the Taurus who discovers that the other side of fear is not disaster. It is freedom. Start small. Start with something that stretches your comfort zone, just enough to remind you that you are capable of handling the unknown. Because you are. You always have been. You just forgot for a while. Pathway Change 3. The third mindset change is about releasing the belief that abundance is a finite resource. This belief runs deep in many Taurus souls, and it often shows up as a subtle competitiveness or anxiety around money. If someone else is doing well financially, a part of you wonders if that means there is less available for you. If you hear about someone else's success, a tiny voice inside you whispers, "That could have been mine." This is the scarcity mindset, and it is one of the most destructive forces in the financial world. Not because it makes you a bad person, but because it keeps you trapped in a zero-sum game that does not actually exist. The truth is, abundance is not a pie with limited slices. It is an ocean. And the fact that someone else filled their bucket does not mean there is less water for you. When you truly internalize this, something extraordinary happens. You stop competing and start creating. You stop watching what others have and start focusing on what you can build. You stop counting other people's blessings and start cultivating your own. This shift from scarcity to abundance is one of the most liberating transformations a Taurus can experience. It changes not only how you think about money but how you think about life itself. The world becomes a more generous place. Opportunities seem more plentiful. And the financial pathways that were once invisible to you begin to light up like a road at dawn. Pathway change 4. The fourth mindset change involves how you think about age and financial potential. Taurus, if you have been telling yourself that your best financial years are behind you, it is time to challenge that story with everything you have. Society has a deeply ingrained narrative that says financial growth belongs to the young, that innovation is a young person's game, that by a certain age your financial trajectory is set, and there is nothing left to do but manage what you have. But that narrative is not just wrong. It is dangerously limiting. The wisdom you carry, the experience you have accumulated, the lessons you have learned from decades of living and working and building, these are not liabilities. They are your greatest assets. You understand patterns that younger people cannot see. You have relationships and networks that took a lifetime to build. You possess a depth of judgment that can only come from years of trial and error. These qualities are not diminishing with age. They are compounding. And in the financial world, compounding is everything. The mindset shift is simple but profound. Instead of seeing your age as a limitation on what is possible, begin to see it as an amplifier. Every year you have lived has added another layer of capability, another dimension of wisdom, another tool in your financial toolkit. You are not running out of time to build wealth, Taurus. You are running into the most powerful position you have ever been in to create it. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Pathway change 5. The fifth mindset change is about the stories you tell yourself when things go wrong financially. Every Taurus has experienced financial setbacks. They are an inevitable part of life. But what matters is not the setback itself. It is the story you construct around it. When something goes wrong with your money, do you tell yourself this always happens to me? Do you say I knew it was too good to be true? Do you retreat into a narrative that confirms your deepest fears about your financial future? These stories are not harmless. They are self-fulfilling prophecies. Every time you tell yourself that financial setbacks are proof of your unworthiness or bad luck, you reinforce the neural pathways that keep you trapped in cycles of loss and recovery, never quite breaking through to the sustained abundance you desire. The mindset shift here is about becoming the author of a different story. When a financial setback occurs, instead of defaulting to the familiar narrative of failure, you pause. You breathe, and you ask yourself a different question. What is this teaching me? What skill is this developing in me? What pattern is this revealing that I can now choose to change? When you begin to see setbacks as curriculum rather than punishment, everything shifts. The emotional charge around financial difficulty begins to lessen. You recover faster. You learn more. And each recovery leaves you stronger and more financially intelligent than you were before. This is the power of narrative, Taurus. You get to choose the story you tell about your financial life. Choose one that serves you. Pathway change 6. The sixth mindset change involves your understanding of generosity and its relationship to abundance. Many Taurus souls have a complicated relationship with giving. On one hand, you are naturally generous, always willing to share your resources with those you love. On the other hand, there is often a tension around giving, a fear that if you give too much, there will not be enough left for you. This tension creates a push-pull dynamic that actually restricts the flow of money in your life. The mindset shift that can open new financial pathways is the understanding that generosity and abundance are not opposites. They are partners. When you give from a place of fullness rather than obligation, when you share your resources with genuine joy rather than anxious calculation, you activate one of the most powerful financial principles in the universe, the principle of circulation. Money, like all energy, needs to move. It needs to flow in and flow out. When you grip it too tightly, you restrict its natural movement. When you give it too freely out of guilt or obligation, you deplete yourself. But when you give with intention, with joy, with the deep trust that what flows out will be replaced by what flows in, you become a channel for abundance rather than a container. And channels always carry more than containers can hold. Start noticing how you feel when you give. If giving feels heavy, pressured, or fear-based, that is a signal that your relationship with generosity needs recalibration. But if giving feels expansive, joyful, and natural, you are already aligned with the flow of abundance. Pathway Change 7. The seventh mindset change is about embracing the idea that money can be a force for good in your life, rather than a source of stress and anxiety. For many Taurus souls, money has been synonymous with worry for so long that the idea of money as a positive, healing, joyful presence feels almost impossible to imagine. But consider this. What if money in the right hands is one of the most beautiful tools in the world? What if the financial abundance that is trying to flow toward you is not a burden to be managed but a gift to be celebrated? What if having more money would allow you to live more fully, love more deeply, give more freely, and experience the world with the richness and beauty that your Taurus soul has always craved? When you shift from seeing money as a problem to seeing it as a possibility, your entire financial landscape transforms. You stop avoiding financial conversations and start engaging with them. You stop dreading your bank statement and start approaching it with curiosity and intention. You stop pushing money away with your anxiety and start welcoming it with your openness. This is not about becoming materialistic or greedy. It is about recognizing that money, like any tool, takes on the character of the person who holds it. In your hands, Taurus, money would be used for beautiful things. It would create comfort, security, joy, and generosity. It would honor the people you love and support the causes you believe in. Allow yourself to want it. Allow yourself to welcome it. Allow yourself to see it as the friend it has always wanted to be. Some people watch. Others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Pathway Change 8. The eighth and final mindset change is the most fundamental of all, and it is this: choosing to believe that your financial future can be different from your financial past. This sounds simple, but for a Taurus who has lived through decades of financial patterns, it is one of the bravest things you can do. Your past has taught you what to expect. Your experiences have trained your brain to predict more of the same. And there is a deep, primal part of you that resists change, even positive change, because the familiar feels safer than the unknown, even when the familiar is painful. But you are standing at a threshold right now, Taurus. Behind you is everything you have known, every financial pattern you have lived, every belief about money you have carried. And in front of you is a blank page, unwritten, waiting for the first words of a new story. The eighth mindset change is picking up the pen. It is the act of saying with quiet determination that the next chapter of my financial life will not be a repetition of the last one. It will be something new, something better, something worthy of the person I have become. This does not mean your past was wasted. Every struggle taught you something. Every hardship built a muscle you will need for the abundance that is coming. But the past is not the blueprint for the future unless you allow it to be. And you, Taurus, are done allowing it. You are ready for new pathways, new possibilities, new financial realities that match the depth and richness of your beautiful, resilient soul. The mindset changes outlined in this message are not theoretical concepts. They are practical tools that can reshape your financial world from the inside out. Use them. Live them. Let them sink into your bones and change the way you walk through the world. Because a Taurus with an abundance mindset is one of the most powerful forces on this planet. And you, dear one, are becoming that force right now. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.